If there was anything to say about this time, we did it again, baby. That's right, guys. In this video, I stole some key information about the cards in Dawn of Majesty. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys about them and how powerful they could be for your deck. So, of course, if you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to destroy that subscribe button. But also, go ahead and hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Also, if you guys want to see a set review on the Dawn of Majesty set, then go ahead and post down below in the comment section. Without further ado, let's jump on in and talk about these free agent Yu-Gi-Oh cards from the Dawn of Majesty set. Now, the first card I want to talk to you guys about is from Dawn of Majesty and is a Pendulum card. It seems to be a secret rare as Anti-Human Intelligent Messiah is one of the more powerful cards from this set because of one line of text. What this card does is that you can reveal this card in your hand as well as return one other Pendulum monster from your hand or one card from your Pendulum zone to the other's extra deck face up, and if you do, special summon this card. Of course, you can only use Anti-Human Intelligence Messiah once per turn. If another monster is normal or special summoned while you control this card, send that monster to the graveyard during the end phase of the turn. Now, that effect seems pretty cool if you are playing Pendulum, but I have an effect that makes this card ultra generic and is really good against a lot of strategies in this current Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Have ya heard of Macrocosmos? This card has Macrocosmos on it. Anti-Human feels like a reverse different dimension ground as any non-monster card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Now, the Anti-Human of Intelligence doesn't seem like an extremely powerful Yu-Gi-Oh card as you typically want to be banishing monsters unless you don't want to be banishing monsters. Decks like Outlich and Sky Strikers respectively thrive on having their spell and trap cards in the graveyard. This little monster card, which is a spell card in the Pendulum zone, which you'll probably be using it for that purpose, will be able to banish all your opponent's spell and trap cards, those critical spell and trap cards that they may need to be able to, play Sky Strikers or Outlich. Another cool thing about Messiah for Pendulum players that actually can bring this card out is that even if Messiah is no longer on the field, those monsters will still go to the graveyard. You could say that this card is pretty anti-human if you're intelligent enough to play it. Everybody's intelligent enough to play this card. Another card I just happened to sneak out of the vault also seems to be an ultra rare from the Dawn of Majesty set. It's Chronomaly Vamana. Boy, I gotta get better at saying card names. Chronomaly Vamana is a rank 5 light machine monster with 2300 attack and 2600 defense. Its effect reads, or it is a quick effect, and it reads, once per turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field and one Exceed or Chronomaly monster in your graveyard. That monster on the field gains half the attack of the monsters in the graveyard until the end of this turn, and then attach that monster from your graveyard to this card as material. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card, negate the activation. The first thing I like about Chronomaly Vanilla is that it is a boost. Anytime you need to have a really strong monster to your side of the field and you have the correct Exceed or Chronomaly monsters, then yeah, this card can be, or any card can be, fairly strong. And the really cool thing about that is that Vanama actually feeds into its second effect by attaching material to it, because when you detach 2 materials, you can negate even hand traps like Nibiru the Primal Being. You know, that Yu-Gi-Oh card that when you summon 5 times it ruins your day? Nah, not if I have 2 level 5 monsters to make this card. Now, immediately a strategy that comes to mind that wants to stop Nibiru is Solomon Great! And then I realized Solomon Great has almost no way to make rank 5 monsters. I'm not always big brain, I just know that Joker's Knight can actually help make this card, and is a card that made his debut in the King's Court set, and is a card that I made a certain video on, but we not gonna talk about that. Now, when I made my virtual world deck profile not too long ago, I did leave room for you guys to change the extra deck. I feel like this particular card could be a card that you guys could play, but I shouldn't even be one of telling you guys, as you guys have been telling me this is a really good Yu-Gi-Oh card for Virtual World. Stellar Wind Wolf Rayet seems to be an ultra rare inside of the Dawn of Majesty set. It is a level 9 monster with 2500 attack and 0 defense, and its effect reads, you can only control one Stellar Wind Wolf Rayet. Gains 300 attack each time a monster effect is activated, while the attack of this card is less than 4000. Once per turn, while this card's attack is 4000 or higher, you can shuffle both this card and all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. Now, I'm no mathematician here, but if 5 cards are activated, this card can become 4,000 attack. And last time I checked, Virtual World activates. They do a lot, don't they? So not only can Wolf Raid become an extremely powerful monster, this card can also have the quick effect to shuffle in your opponent's cards into the deck. I think that this is a really interesting card that, if decks can manage to play this card, should test it out. I snuck quite a few cards out the vault, as Syncro Overtake also seems to be a secret rare inside of the Dawn of Majesty set. So for you Synchro lovers, this actually might be a nice card to have, as this card is the fusion deployment for Synchro monsters. And you guys should already know how I feel about fusion deployment, the card that I like it, but maybe I had very high expectations for it, but this one could be better. What Syncro Overtake does is reveal one monster from your extra deck, choose one Synchro monster whose name is listed on this card, and add it to your hand, or special summon that monster from your deck or graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except for Synchro monsters. Of course, you can only activate one Syncro Overtake once per turn. Now, a notable competitive card that could be summoned from your extra deck with Syncro Overtake is Jet Sync. A recently competitive Yu-Gi-Oh card that you could be special summoning from your main deck is Plague Spreader Zombie. There are some other cards like Majesty Dragon and Floor Synchron that you could be special summoning from your deck, but regardless, this card has unlimited potential, as anytime a Synchro monster that comes out that lists a specific card, this card could potentially take advantage of it. Also to note, this card allows you to add monsters like Junk Synchron from your deck to your hand, and you can normal summon it and gain its effects. Now, I'm not going to cap with you guys. I saved the best for last because these are some of my favorite cards from the set. One of them just so happens to be Ready Fusion, a retrain of instant fusion that allows you to pay 1,000 life points, special summon one level 6 or lower non-effect fusion monster from your extra deck, but it cannot attack. Also destroy it during the end phase. Of course, this is treated as a fusion summon, and you can only use Ready Fusion once per turn. Ready Fusion can special summon monsters like Sea Monster Theseus, but even more importantly, it can special summon the best fusion monster to ever exist, Cybersaurus, guys. We can now special summon a level 5 machine normal Earth monster, and you know what that means. Not much, but it's cool to summon, especially since we'll get the one with the actual. It'd be cool. I hope you guys are ready to fuse with Ready Fusion, as this packet is going to be devastating for the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, because summoning Sea Monster Theseus would have never been so easy. Except for that time when Instant Fusion was at 3, but technically Instant Fusion's at 4 for this card. And the last card is 100% my favorite card from the set. Iris Sword Soul looks really close to Dogmatical Fleur de Lis, but regardless, it has a really devastating effect. Iris Sword Soul is a level 8 light monster with 2,500 attack and defense, just like Dogmatical Fleur de Lis. And its effect reads, during the main phase, if a monster whose effects are negated is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. Dogmatical Fleur de Lis negates a monster, you can summon this card from... Okay, let's just go back into the text. If your opponent special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can activate one of these effects based on where the special summon was from. If it was from the hand, special summon one monster from your hand. If it was from the deck, draw 2 cards. And if it's from the extra deck, destroy one of those monsters special summon from the extra deck. You can only use each effect of the Iris Sword Soul once per turn. Boy, this is a pretty cool card. One thing I want to point out about Sword Soul is that it feels similar to Nibiru, and what I mean by that is that Nibiru doesn't have to activate when your opponent summons a monster. It can be activated at any given time during the main phase as long as your opponent has met the conditions of summoning 5 monsters. The exact same thing goes for Sword Soul. It can special summon itself to the side of the field if there is a monster that is negated on the field, whether it's yours or your opponent's, kind of what Dogmatical Fleur de Lis does. I don't even know if I have the right to be mad. I don't think I'm saying its name right. Fleur de Lis? Fleur de Lis? It's French. It's French, right? Fleur de Lis. Fleur de Lis! Rarities. There's so many instances where our fleur-de-lis in Sword Soul can come up. Take for example, if you're playing against Tri-Brigade and they special summon a monster from the extra deck, which they do fairly often, you can destroy that monster. Or if they're just link summoning with Tri-Brigade Revolt, destroy that monster. I genuinely like the Iris Sword Soul, maybe because it has a striking comparison to, I'm not gonna say it, but mainly because it feels like a really powerful Yu-Gi-Oh card, probably one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh cards inside of the Dawn of Majesty set. Well, that is all that I have for today's video. Again, if you guys would like to know my opinion on the must-have cards from Dawn of Majesty, go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section, as well as check out these awesome videos, as I'll catch you the next time